For years, the entire One Piece community has been asking one single question. How in the world do you beat Imu? We're talking about the immortal, untouchable king of the entire world. We all figured it would be Luffy in some giant war, but nobody knew how. Well, after digging through the latest chapter spoilers, the answer is finally here, and it is insane. In chapter 1178, Luffy and Loki team up and seemingly wreck Imu. But this victory is a terrifying trap, and the real fight is just about to begin. Before we get to that insane showdown, you have to understand the absolute hellscape Elbaf has become. This isn't just a fight. It's a full-scale war, and Imu's forces are playing for keeps. The Holy Knights are running wild, but they're not just fighting. Leaks hint at Imu's power, maybe called Domi Reversi, being used to turn the giant warriors of Elbaf against each other. Imagine seeing Imu's influence twisting the giants into puppets, a complete violation of their warrior pride. Amidst this chaos, the Straw Hats are scattered and fighting for their lives. Theories suggest Zoro's crew is barely holding off a possessed giant army. It's a battle that shows just how terrifying Imu's power is. Imu isn't just strong. Their influence corrupts everything it touches. This is the perfect stage for a real confrontation, proving they are facing an enemy unlike any other. With the battlefield in chaos, the main event begins. Based on the leaks, Luffy returns to the heart of the battle to find Imu waiting for him and Prince Loki. But it's not the real Imu. We know the King of the World never leaves Pangaea Castle. Instead, Imu is likely possessing the body of a loyal Holy Knight named Gunko. This is exactly what the official chapter preview teased. Domination versus freedom. Imu, the symbol of total control, against Nika, the warrior of liberation. And Oda doesn't waste time. Theories say Imu's possessed body transforms into a shadowy figure, looking disturbingly like Saint Saturn's demonic form from God Valley. Before Luffy or Loki can even move, this thing strikes, stabbing both of them with black tendrils. It's a brutal, lightning-fast attack, meant to end the fight instantly. With Luffy and Loki impaled, Imu supposedly unleashes its ultimate weapon, the Domi Reversi. This is the same power that might be controlling the giants, and the power that some believe broke the will of Rox D. Zebek himself. It's meant to be an absolute fight-ending technique that gives Imu total control over its target. And in the most unbelievable moment being theorized from the leaks, it completely fails. Nothing happens. It has zero effect. Imu's ultimate trump card, the power that has held the world captive for centuries, just bounces right off them. Some leakers even hinted that Imu might have known it wouldn't work, but was cut off before explaining why. For the first time, we could be seeing the absolute limit of Imu's power. The biggest question isn't just what happened, but why. This failure wouldn't be a random fluke. It would be a complete rejection of Imu's authority. Let's break down why this theory makes so much sense. First, you have Monkey D. Luffy. He ate the Nika fruit. He is Joy Boy. He is the literal embodiment of freedom. How can an ability basically named domination work on a being whose entire existence is the opposite of domination? It's like trying to set the sun on fire. Nika's will is freedom. You can't command a god of freedom to obey. It's a conceptual advantage. Luffy isn't just resisting. He's the natural enemy of Imu's core ability. Then there's Prince Loki. The leaks were right about his devil fruit, the dragon fruit, model Nidhogger. In mythology, Nidhogg is a dragon that chews on the roots of the world tree, a being of pure chaos that defies the natural order. Loki has harnessed this chaotic energy. You can't psychologically break a man who has already embraced becoming a monster to save his people. Some theories even suggest that all mythical zones, which carry the will of legends, might be naturally resistant to this kind of mental attack. You have a god of freedom and a vessel for a chaos dragon. One represents a new dawn, the other the abyss gnawing at the roots of the old world. Both of them are beings whose very souls reject control. With Imu's ultimate move failing, the tables would turn instantly. Fan theories are painting an absolutely insane picture of the counteroffensive. Luffy, in full Gear 5, unleashes a Dawn Gatling, hundreds of giant rubbery fists raining down on Imu's shadow form. At the exact same time, Loki joins in. He supposedly wields a massive hammer named Ragnir, which unleashes a devastating freezing attack. So you have Luffy's overwhelming punches combined with Loki's freezing power. The result? Total annihilation. The theory goes that these two attacks combine to completely shatter Imu's dark body. The shadow form breaks into pieces of black ice and then vanishes. Imu is gone. The battlefield goes quiet. It looks like they've won. The feeling of victory is incredible, but it's also a lie. This is One Piece. That felt way too easy, right? This is the core of the theory for chapter 1178. The victory in Elbaf is a massive fake out. First of all, that was not the real Imu. It was a remote-controlled puppet. Remember the leaks about other Holy Knights, like Summers, who seems to be an inhuman vessel? Imu was using one of them as a disposable avatar. And think about how it was defeated. It shattered and disappeared. It didn't leave a body. It was a broadcast being turned off, a connection being cut. Imu wasn't defeated. Imu logged out. This whole fight was a test. Imu was collecting data on Nika and the Prince of Elbaf. And what Imu learned must have been so terrifying that it leads directly to the chapter's final, horrifying cliffhanger. The chapter supposedly doesn't end in Elbaf. The final panels are rumored to cut back to Marijua. We see the real Imu on the empty throne, talking to the 5 elders, and Imu tells them that he is leaving the castle. Let that sink in for a second. The secret ruler who is hidden for 800 years, who has only ever used puppets, is now entering the game himself. After the fake out in Elbaf, and right after Luffy is exhausted from using Gear 5, the real monster is about to step onto the field. The fight in Elbaf wasn't the nightmare. It was just the dream before the waking terror. Why now? The failure of the Domi Reversi had to be the trigger. Imu now knows there are beings immune to its ultimate control. They can't be managed from a distance. They have to be erased personally. The victory Luffy and Loki just scored has done nothing but summon the final boss. The final war isn't coming. It is here. So to recap this insane theory for chapter 1178, the battle in Elbaf ends with the spectacular but totally fake defeat of a remote-controlled Imu. This only happens after Imu's ultimate mind control ability proves useless against Luffy and Loki. But this just serves as the trigger for the most terrifying moment in One Piece history. The real Imu is leaving the throne and coming to fight. But that's just the theory everyone is talking about. What do you think Imu's real plan is? Did the first hints fool you? And what kind of insane power do you think the real Imu will show up with? Let me know all of your wildest theories down in the comments. And if you liked this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more. We'll see you next time.